In 2012, Shed Simov produced a 200-page book that was soon pulled from bookstores, despite it containing no words, symbols, or even images on its pages. Why? I'll say that again. In 2012, Shed Simov produced a 200-page book that was soon pulled from bookstores, despite it containing no words, symbols, or even images on its pages. Why?
I feel like the word despite is doing some peculiar lifting there, because that sounds like because of to me. What was it doing there in the first place if it has nothing in it?
I mean, it's true, but it can't offend anybody at first glance, right? Because presumably you think something in this book...
It offends people who like to read books.
I got scammed by a book that arrived blank. I wanted to learn how to bullet journal, and so I've forgotten the name of the author, but I bought the book called I think it's just called The Bullet Journal Method, I think it's the name of the book, of Amazon. And it's basically, the description said, something, bullet journal, used for bullet journaling. And when it arrived, it was the cover of the book, but the inside was blank. And the idea was that I was to use this book as a bullet journal, and it was not a copy of the book that would teach me how to bullet journal.
This is the supplemental book that you get afterwards.
That's what I thought, but no, it's nothing. It's just a scam.
It's just unrelated.
I know there's a Amazon kind of AI slop problem at the moment where authors will find that their book has not been ripped off per se. Like no one's uploaded a pirated copy of it, but someone has just run the title and the contents through an AI thing saying slightly rephrase this. And it's been put up as a self-published thing.
Yeah, it's a wonderful modern world.
I know whenever there's a new like celebrity memoir or biography comes out, that is the moment it comes out, there will be a bunch of AI written memoirs or biographies about that person, so that the real one gets hidden.
If anything, this blank book is the only honest book left.
Well, you're sort of right there, Bill, because Nicholas, just like the notebook you bought, this was sold as a novelty notebook.
Okay.
I've heard of some things that I want to go back even. Actually, no, that's not a terrible time for it. Maybe I'm a little bit off on the time. I feel like there were things that you would find at the counter of bookstores where they have all of the novelty ones, and it was trying to be a little bit edgy and say things like, here is the book of Sarah Palin's Inner Thoughts, and you'd open it up and it was blank, and things like that.
This author has written a book like that as well. It was called What Every Man Thinks About Apart from Sex.
So was it a case of someone being offended, or somebody, or perhaps the blank book being libelous because it said something like that about a person?
Yeah, because you're right. It's like, even if we get like what that book is, as we've just said, books like that are still being sold. You can still buy them. So there's got to be some extra little dig, someone who's mad about it.
So who was getting offended in 2012?
Everybody.
You're working through all the notes I've got just here. You're absolutely right. It wasn't so much a person that was offended.
Oh, an organization perhaps? Was it Scientology?
Okay, I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking, should I say Scientology?
There's three people with the same thoughts but different amounts of sense. Someone who didn't maybe want to bring up on somebody else's podcast a beef with the Church of Scientology. But we know how brave Tom Scott is. His new Scientology 2.0, as he introduced in the introduction here, is going
what I've done is I've just taken the Book of Dianetics and run it through an AI and slightly rephrased it.
Yeah. Who's going to request a book be taken down? That's not quite right. In 2012. What could you say? What implication does a blank book have about someone?
It has to be surely that it's somebody's, like it's got the organization's name on it. So it says, for example, the big Scientology book of bullshit or whatever, and then it arrives and it's blank. And they're basically suing not because it's necessarily blank, but more because it's copyright infringement, or it's implied that it was written by that organization.
Oh, that could be fun. I was going to say, when did Flat Earth become a big thing? Because I could imagine, like, proof of the globe. Oh, it's a blank book. Checkmate, you globe heads.
The date is important. This was a phenomenon around 2012. But it wasn't so much that someone was offended as it felt more like passing off. It was a rival publisher that was asking for the book to be taken away.
Interesting.
Oh.
All I can think about for 2012 is, well, it was the end of the Mayan calendar. The world was about
Yes.
to end.
Well, the book was the 2013 Mayan calendar, which would need to be
Just
blank,
a
obviously.
The 200 pages in the book were very carefully chosen. I mean, not the pages themselves, but the number 200.
The point is we're like misrepresenting an organization. It's appearing as if this is by an official source and it's not.
It's appearing to be something that it's not. It's not really representing the organization. It's just, there's a chance for confusion here.
It's called a book of spare toilet paper.
Trying to get through this. My head is now firmly fixed on religions. I cannot get away from
Get
it.
away. Get away.
Absolutely not. You could, I'm sure you could be further from the truth, but not by far with religion.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm very much stuck in the people being offended world.
Oh, no, but people might have been offended by what this book was passing itself off as. What was the publishing sensation of 2012?
Twilight.
Oh,
I know what it is. I've got it. I've smashed it. I've got it. I've locked it in. I'm done.
as soon as you said Twilight, I'm like, you've got it.
I'm great. I do you know?
I
There's another
think
one.
I might know what you mean.
Okay. And Nicholas, you got to key in. We're both here. We're both here. It's not Twilight, but it's similar, and it's 200 pages.
I've got 200 blank pages. That's what I've got at
Would
the
you
moment.
imagine, Thomas Scott, that each of these pages is an ever so slightly different color than the surrounding pages?
It would
That's
be,
what I'm-
yes.
Perhaps
Good.
all 200 pages are a similar color of different intensities, maybe
Yes.
200 shades of grey.
Well, it's actually 50 shades of grey because each page is just a different,
double
slightly
spread.
dyed colour, and it's a double spread. But yes, the book was called 50 Shades of Grey, spelt with an A instead of an E. It was just a notebook with 50 different shades of the colour grey in there. Random House, the publisher of the novel 50 Shades of Grey, was not amused and sent a cease and desist order.
Come on, guys. Come on.
I think they were more worried about sort of online purchases and things like that. So someone typing in with the different spelling, that one coming up first. Simove was quoted as saying, it's a clear case of a corporate giant whipping a creative entrepreneur, and they're trying to tie me up in legal affairs. And I'm not the submissive type, he says, so I wish them luck. The Lateral book is out now. Just click on the link to get your copy.